I said I wasn't going to do another HPA build unless something extravagant happened in the HPA industry, and Wolverine delivered. As you can see, this has the Quake Recoil stock in it, where if we zoom in close here, a piston shoots your stock back into your shoulder, which provides a simulation of recoil. This is on the beautiful MTW Fossil collection, number 274 out of 300, because only 300 of these bad boys were made, and I was lucky enough to get my hands on one of them. As you know, I am an avid gas blowback user, and this kind of is the best of both worlds. I've been HPA tapping a lot of gas blowbacks recently so that I can get the reliability and consistency, but this kind of puts it all in one package. You have the reliability and the accuracy of an MTW with that recoil impulse of a gas blowback. Is it one-to-one? No, but I highly recommend all of you who love gas blowbacks and want a little bit more of an edge to just try this out, because it is a different feeling, but is a good feeling.
What do you mean by that?
This has become a great training tool for our Milsim events where, you know, maybe I don't want the ultra realism of gas blowbacks. I will bring this out. I think this is going to be my new go-to Milsim rifle. Gives me the competitiveness, be able to do the long form game modes without having to reload, and still having super fun.
What is going on, operators? Tactop Airsoft back with another exciting video. Today we have one of my highly anticipated items this year, the MTW Quake Recoil stock. We'll be checking out both the standalone unit and Dig 1 of the Fossil collection. Conveniently enough, this collection, one of 300, included the Quake Recoil stock in it right off the rip, so we picked one of those up too. This video is meant to be a complete overview of the Quake Recoil system, so if you're thinking about getting one yourself, you can check out this video and have my full opinion and experience with both products. And to keep your brains engaged throughout the whole thing, we'll have some gameplay going on in the background of my time with both products. Let's start off with what is the Quake. It's actually two products combined into one. It is the HPA engine itself and the recoil stock. The way it works is the engine is similar to your Inferno Gen 2, but it has an extra output valve that connects to a line that then connects into your Quake recoil stock. If you're familiar with Wolverine's Wraith engine, it's set up very similar to that, where it has a little nozzle that plugs into it that allows air to pass through. Whenever you pull the trigger, air is diverted into the engine to propel the BB forward, but also air is propelled backwards to drive the piston and the stock backward. This allows a seemingly instantaneous action of both, with each trigger pull having the recoil go back, and it keeps up with the MTW's rate of fire.
Nice.
The air efficiency also is phenomenal. After using gas blowbacks, HPA tapped, and using this, I can tell you the air efficiency is impeccable, allowing me to go an entire day of play without having to refill my tank. That being said, the amount of shots you take is a factor in this, but I'm pretty sure all of you will be golden. So how do you install the Quake? Well, if you have a Wolverine MTW, the engine itself is just a drop-in fit. You'll install it pretty similar to how you install all of your other Wolverine engines, removing the contact yoke, removing the little clamp that holds the engine in place, sliding the old engine out, popping the new one in, You will need to route your airline to a frac or drill a hole in the back of your replica for the airline to stick out, because you cannot route it down into the grip. I will link Wolverine's in-depth video on setup down below, because YouTube definitely does not like when I open up any of these replicas, so I'll let them do the showing off of how to do it. But for the stock, you'll just remove your old buffer tube and screw on the Quake Recoil stock and make sure that it is flush to the receiver. You don't want it sticking out past, and you don't want it seated too far back. That way the nozzle of the engine can seat properly into the stock. The one caveat, yes, I was able to get this fitted into the MTW 308. I bought the MTW 308 airline for the Wraith and attached that to the engine. It did stick out a little farther past the upper receiver, so I had to screw the stock off a little bit to have everything seated properly, but it did fit and it does work. And to a bit of a bummer, if you know MTWs, you saw this coming, but it does not work with the Gen 12 shotgun. That uses a completely different engine in of itself, and the Wraith is not compatible. I definitely said Wraith, didn't I? I meant Quake. I have not yet tried putting this into any version 2 gearboxes, but it does seem like it probably could work. You'd probably have to cut out a chunk of the rear of the gearbox for the airline to pass through, and you have to cut in a little notch for your grip line to go through the upper receiver. Definitely will take some work, but I can see it working if it uses a buffer tube system. Someone will probably make it work, but your best bet is to just use an MTW. But by far the easiest way to do this is if you can get your hands on the Fossil collection. Like I said, there was only 300 made, so hopefully you pre-ordered yours and got yours in, and you won't have to worry about all this setup. But if you didn't, get an MTW, get the Quake, and you're good to go.
The blue van. Oh, hit. Good shot. Good shot.
Next up, power output. The Quake uses these flow reducers so you can adjust your FPS and get the nice recoil without going over field limits. How do these work? When you get your Quake or your Fossil MTW, it'll come with this little spare baggie with 2 other flow reducers. The one that comes in the engine itself is the green one. There's also a red and a blue one. From my testing using a 0.32 gram BBs at about 110 psi, the green flow reducer had me at about 1.2 to 1.3 joules, the red flow reducer had me at about 1.4 to 1.5 joules, and the blue flow reducer had me sub 1 joule. So for most US milsim events, the red flow reducer will get you right at those field limits, and the green flow reducer will have you nice for open plays. And if you get this working in an SMG, the blue flow reducer will have you golden for milsim events also. There's going to be a lot of comparisons of its recoil versus a gas blowback, so I took a little video of some of the gas blowbacks in my collection going up in recoil, with the first one in the video being the least recoiling and the last one in the video being the most recoiling. And yes, I know my trigger discipline was terrible throughout this video. This was right after the BB to the elbow incident, and my finger actually got some repercussions to it. Whenever I turned my hand in, the pain would curl my finger in. So don't pay no mind to the trigger discipline there. And yeah, here's the video comparison. For that comparison video, I made sure to zoom in to my shoulder because that's what gets me to the feeling of the recoil. Anyone who's asked, I have compared it to driving a rear-wheel drive car all your life and then switching to a front-wheel drive car. It still gets the job done, it just feels a little different. It's feeling like you're getting pulled rather than pushed. And similar for this, I would say the feeling is there, but if you use gas blowbacks a lot, you'll definitely notice the lack of feeling of the bolt mass moving from the front of the receiver all the way back to the stock. Because of the way the piston is, it's just kicking the stock back into you, so you get that recoil impulse, you just feel like there's a little bit missing in a sense. But for me, I quickly got used to that new feeling, and to be honest, I don't think I would use an HPA setup without this recoil stock in it.
Oh, hit.
After using it, shooting some of my other MTWs without the Quake in it, I just feel as though there's a lot missing at this point. So for me, I would rather have it than not have it, and it provides that kinetic feedback that just keeps me more engaged when shooting and playing airsoft. And let me tell you, Wolverine, please, if you're listening to me, you need to make an LMG with this recoil system in it. That would be the most fun replica to use at an event, period. Actually, throw an SMG in there too. Anything that can use the fun switch with this Quake recoil stock in it would be absolutely phenomenal to use. So what are my final thoughts on the Quake recoil system? If you're into HPA and wanting to get into gas blowbacks, but you're kind of turned off from the 30 round mag limit and the constant issues with performance and having to worry about gas and weather and all that, the Quake should be your go-to. And if you're a gas blowback user, but you just want a little more edge and performance and competition when it comes to playing, the Quake is your go-to. Is it going to be for everybody? Probably not, but I think a lot of players are going to enjoy this new system. And in airsoft, things have become so stagnant recently that we need more innovation like this. We need people to just step out there and come up with something new. That's what's going to keep people engaged in the sport. That's what's going to keep people buying more things, bringing money into airsoft, and continuing its growth. With me reviewing so many products, I get asked often, is this new product a hit, a miss, or a gimmick? And for this, I think it's a hit, but don't take my word for it. Here's the reaction of some of my friends shooting the Quake for the first time.
Shoot it.
Oh.
Try full auto.
Oh my gosh, Chad, that's amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Dude, I love that.
Hold it down.
Oh.
The fun button is fun.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so cool.
So I highly recommend, if you get a chance, to try out the Quake, and if you're ever by Rats and you see me there, let me know. I will definitely let you shoot it and try it out. But this is where the video is going to end. So as always, stay safe, have fun, play airsoft. This is TactOp signing out.
So many times.
I love that shit.